Now to the high-stakes prisoner swap. Several Americans are back home in exchange for a man from Venezuela who is being held in the U.S. Venezuela also handing over an American fugitive as part of that deal. ABC's Martha Raditz has the very latest for us.
Overnight, 10 Americans jailed in Venezuela back on American soil.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last.
The safe return home comes after months of secret negotiations. 38-year-old freed American businessman Savoy Wright describing the moment he called his family.
I just FaceTimed them and I said, I'm on the way home back to the U.S. and I love you, and we cried.
Wright, one of 6 of the 10 Americans considered wrongfully detained, including Avon Hernandez, a Los Angeles public defender who was taken into custody last year near the border, accused of being a spy.
All you think about when you're in prison is how you didn't appreciate being free.
Hernandez thanking President Biden for what he calls a difficult decision.
He got us home, and we're with our families, and so we're incredibly grateful, all of us.
Also returned to the U.S., fugitive Leonard Glenn Francis, also known as Fat Leonard, the mastermind of a $35 million bribery scheme, the largest corruption scandal in U.S. military history. In 2015, he pleaded guilty to using prostitutes, luxury travel, and cash to bribe U.S. naval officers to steer lucrative contracts to his companies. Here is Francis on an investigative podcast produced by Project Brazen in 2021.
Everybody was in my pocket. I had them in my palm. I was just rolling them around. And then I could just move the carriers like, paper ships in the water.
In exchange, the U.S. granting clemency to Alex Saab, a top ally of Venezuelan's authoritarian president Nicolas Maduro. Saab greeted on the tarmac by his wife and daughters, saying, "I thank the people of Venezuela. I'm proud to serve the people of Venezuela and to serve this government." Saab was arrested in 2020 on money laundering charges.
This marks the largest release of American prisoners in Venezuela's history. The swap comes weeks after the White House agreed to lift some sanctions when Maduro committed to work toward free and fair conditions for the 2024 presidential election.